The wreck was ancient, its hull torn open like a ribcage. Dark metal floated in jagged shards, catching the dim light of a dying star. My shuttle latched onto the remains of a docking bay, and I suited up. Inside, it was the usual scene of forgotten slaughter. Collapsed corridors, long-decayed skeletons still in harnesses, consoles flickering with dying energy. But as I passed through the ship's central chamber, I felt it, the unmistakable pull of something alive. And then I saw her. She stood tall, more than human, her skin a shade of pale silver, faintly luminous. Her hair flowed in strands of midnight blue, as if space itself had draped across her shoulders. Her eyes locked on me, unblinking, burning with recognition. "You came," she whispered, though her lips did not move. Her voice pressed into my skull like a hand closing around my thoughts. "Husband." I froze, my pulse hammering. "You've got the wrong man." But she only smiled, stepping closer, each movement graceful, almost predatory. "No, I know your soul. It is his. My mate. You were born from him." I backed away, gripping my plasma cutter. "I don't know what you think I am, but—" Her hand brushed mine, and a flood of images slammed into me. Flashes of another life, another self. My face but older, crowned with strange markings, holding her in a bed of starlight. Promises whispered across galaxies. A war that tore them apart. When the visions ended, I gasped, staggering. "What did you do to me?" "I reminded you," she said softly. "You are mine. As you always were." The middle. I should have run. I should have cut my tether, burned thrusters, and never looked back. But curiosity, damned curiosity, anchored me. Something in those visions had felt too real, too intimate. Memories that weren't mine but carried the weight of truth. Her name, she told me, was Lysara. She belonged to a race long forgotten, scattered by the collapse of empires. Her people believed in bonds stronger than time, connections that outlived death and reincarnation. To her, I wasn't just some scavenger. I was the return of her lost consort, reborn in flesh not his own. I argued, demanded proof, accused her of manipulating me with alien tricks. But she met each accusation with patience, even sorrow. "Do you think I would wait centuries on a corpse of a ship only to lie?" she asked. "I have held the silence of ages. You are the only voice I crave." Still I resisted. "I have my own life, my own choices." "Do you?" she asked, her gaze piercing. "Or do you run from a life too empty to hold you?" Her words stung more than I cared to admit. Scavenging wasn't living, it was surviving. My only companions were rusting machines and the echoes of forgotten battles. No family, no anchor, no purpose. She offered me all three. Over the next days, I returned to the wreck, drawn as if by gravity itself. She showed me the chambers of her people, their art etched into crystalline walls, their songs stored in fractured archives. I listened as she recited vows once made to me, or rather to the man I had been. And slowly, dangerously, I began to believe. Her presence was intoxicating. She touched my thoughts with gentleness, easing the nightmares that plagued my sleep. When I woke, she was there, watching with eyes filled not with hunger, but with a love so fierce it terrified me. But beneath it all lingered a question I could not shake. Why now? If she had waited centuries, why reveal herself the moment I passed through this graveyard of stars? Was it fate or design? The answer came sooner than I expected. The revelation. One cycle, as I sifted through the wreck's databanks, I uncovered a file sealed deep within corrupted archives. It contained research logs, not about war but about resurrection, genetic experiments, consciousness transference, and something called the Eternal Bond Project. My blood chilled as I read. Lysara's people hadn't simply believed in reincarnation. They had tried to force it, encoding the essence of their rulers into genetic templates, scattering fragments across human colonies in secret. They had planted seeds among us, waiting for the right convergence. And me. I was one of those seeds. I wasn't her husband reborn by fate. I was a vessel engineered to carry his essence, his memories, his soul. Her mate had never truly died. He had been copied, waiting to overwrite me. I confronted her, shaking with fury. You lied to me. This isn't love. It's theft. You don't want me, you want him. For the first time her composure cracked. Pain rippled across her perfect features. Do you think I cannot tell the difference? I know what they intended. I rejected it. I waited because I wanted more than a shadow. I wanted the man who could choose me, not the echo forced into your blood. Then why call me husband? I demanded. Her eyes glistened with something I had never thought possible for an alien. Tears. Because in you I see pieces of him. And more. You are not him alone. You are yourself. I claimed you because I love what both of you are together. Her words tore through me, leaving me raw. Could she be telling the truth? Or was it another manipulation, another layer in the project designed to bind me? I needed proof. The descent. The wreck's lower decks had long been sealed, but with her help I forced entry. There we found the chamber of the project itself, rows of pods filled with skeletal remains, vessels that had failed. Data crystals flickered with the ghosts of lives aborted, reborn, erased. And at the center, one pod still active, holding a preserved body. A body identical to mine. Lysara gasped, her hand clutching mine. It is him, the original. The truth crashed down. I wasn't unique. I wasn't chosen. I was just another attempt, another vessel spawned by an experiment older than my ancestors. Felt sick. Rage twisted inside me. So what am I to you now? A replacement. A mistake. She stepped between me and the pod, her voice trembling. No. You are the one who lived. The one who grew. The one who found me. That body is nothing but a corpse. You are my mate. But the pod hissed, systems awakening. The corpse within stirred, its eyes snapping open. Eyes burning with the same recognition she had shown me. Lysara, it croaked. At last. She froze, torn between us. The past and the present, the man she had lost and the man who stood before her. Choice. The chamber shook as the ship's failing core groaned. Debris fell, alarms blared, the wreck threatening collapse. I knew we had only minutes. The resurrected figure rose, staggering, but his gaze locked on me with fury. You pretender. You wear my face. My life. I never asked for it, I spat back. Take it up with the people who built this tomb. He lunged, faster than I expected, strength fueled by centuries of slumber. We clashed among the ruins, the fight brutal, primal. Two versions of the same man battling for a single destiny. Through it all, Lysara cried out, begging us to stop. But there was no stopping. Not until one of us fell. In the end, I stood over him, chest heaving, plasma cutter in hand. His body lay broken, but his eyes still burned with defiance. She was mine, he whispered. Always mine. And then he was gone. Lysara knelt beside me, trembling. I expected her to curse me, to mourn him. But instead she touched my face with trembling hands. You chose to fight for your life. Not his. That is why you are my mate.